Jai Hind.
Children, welcome to online classes. My name is Soumya and I am handling English language and literature for you this year. In 8th standard, you have got 3 textbooks. One literature text, one supplementary and a grammar text. First of all, we can start with the literature text. The first lesson in your literature textbook is The Best Christmas Present in the World, written by Michael Morpurgo. Let us read and find out who had received the best Christmas present in the world and which is the best Christmas present in the world. Before that, let me ask you one question. Do you know the significance of the year 1914? Yes, in 1914, the First World War started. This lesson, The Best Christmas Present in the World, is a war story titled Against the Backdrop of Christmas, which is a celebration in which everyone gives and receives gifts. During 1914, there was a war between the British soldiers and the German soldiers. During this wartime, something had happened. Are you ready? The lesson, The Best Christmas Present in the World, has got 4 parts. And today we are going to discuss the first part of the lesson. The author is Michael Morpurgo. When we talk about the author, Michael Morpurgo was born on 5th October 1943 in England. He is an English author, poet as well as a playwright. He has written more than over 1,000 books and 5 among them had been made into movies. His notable works are War Horse, Why the Whales Came, Private Peaceful, etc. Let's start reading the lesson, The Best Christmas Present in the World. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport, a roll-top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. This one was in a bad condition, the roll top in several pieces, one leg clumsily mended, scorch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. I began work on it on Christmas Eve. Now listen to me carefully. I spotted it. Here I refers to the narrator. The narrator had found. Spotted means found. So, here we can use found itself. The narrator had found a roll-top desk. What do you mean by roll-top desk? Have you seen it? I'll show you the picture of a roll-top desk. This particular roll-top desk will be having lots of drawers as well as shelves. So this is a typical type of roll-top desk. So he found a roll-top desk in a junk shop. What is a junk shop? A junk shop is a place wherein you will get used things, second-hand things, which are very less expensive. So listen, the narrator had found a roll-top desk in a junk shop, in which place? Bridport. The man in the shop told that it was of 19th century and made of oak. Our narrator wanted or wished to have a roll-top desk like this. but since it was too expensive, he was not able to buy it. But this time, the roll top that he had found in that particular junk shop was in a bad condition. The roll top, the top portion was in several pieces. One leg clumsily mended. Clumsily means in an awkward way. That means it was in a shapelessly built. And scorch marks all down one side. Scorch marks means burn marks. Burn marks could be seen down one side. And it was less expensive also. It was going for very little money means the man was selling it for very little money. So the narrator thought that he could restore it. Restore means repair. He was ready to take the risk. Actually, the roll top was in a very bad condition. Then also he thought to repair it. He took the challenge, and so he bought that roll top from the man and then took it to his workroom at the back of his garage. And on the Christmas Eve itself, he started repairing it. Christmas Eve means the evening before Christmas, he started repairing it. Now look at the next para. I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers. The veneer had lifted almost everywhere. I have already told you that he started repairing it, isn't it? First he removed the roll top completely and then he started pulling out the drawers. The veneer. Veneer means a thin layer of plastic or decorative wood on the top of the furniture. So that is veneer. So that had lifted everywhere. Okay, so this was the condition of the roll top. It looked like water damage to me. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk. The last drawer was stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. In the end, I used brute force. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath, a secret drawer. There was something in there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Cellotape to the top of it was a piece of lined note paper and written on it in shaky handwriting. Jim's last letter, received January 25th, 1915. To be buried with me when time comes. Listen. The narrator understood that the roll top was damaged by water. Both fire and water had damaged that desk. Taken their toll on. Taken their toll on is an idiom that means damaged. Okay? And the last drawer was stuck fast. I told you he started pulling out the drawers. The last one was very tight. Stuck fast means shut tight, very tight. He tried his maximum force. First he tried to move it gently and then he started using the maximum force. He struck it. Struck means strike. Struck is the past tense of strike. Strike, struck, struck. Struck here, the meaning is hit. He hit it sharply with the side of his fist and all on a sudden what happened? The drawer flew open and he found a shallow space underneath and it was a secret drawer. Something was there in that secret drawer. So he reached in. Reached in means stretched the arms to grasp something. So that is reached in. So he tried to grasp the thing that is there in that drawer and what he got from there? A small black tin box. And on the top of it was a piece of lined note paper. And something was written in shaky handwriting that shows that someone who is very old might have written it. So what was written on the top of it? Jim's last letter, received January 25th, 1915, and it has to be buried with that particular person who has written it when time comes. Now read the continuation of it. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples. It usually does. Here the narrator says that he knew very well that it was a wrong thing to open somebody else's things and to see what was it. But the curiosity, he was very curious to know what was inside that tin box. Okay, so he wanted to read the letter. It was written that it was Jim's last letter. So he wanted to know what will be the content of that letter. So he had got that curiosity. Here, look at the construction. Curiosity got the better of my scruples. That means curiosity had defeated the scruples. Scruples means the feeling that make you hesitate to do something that is wrong. So here what happened? The curiosity had defeated the scruples. So he knew very well that it's a wrong thing. Then also he tried to find out what was there inside the box. Okay. Now look at the last para. Inside the box there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jim McPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top December 26, 1914. So inside the box, what was there? An envelope was there. And what was the address on the top of that envelope? Mrs. Jim McPherson. So who is the person who received the letter? Mrs. Jim McPherson. And what was the address written there? 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. Bridport, do you remember? This is the place wherein he had found that roll top. Isn't it, in a junk shop? What he did now, he took out the letter and unfolded it. Unfolded means opened. He wanted to see what is written in that letter. So he opened that letter and read, isn't it? It was written in pencil. So it was written in pencil and the date given at the top was December 26, 1914. Have you got confusion now? She received the letter on January 25th, 1915 and this particular letter was written on December 26, 1914. It took 1 year for her to receive it? No dear, please look at the dates carefully. Just 1 month. Understood? December 26th, January 25th. So understood the difference? So after 1 month, Mrs. Jim McPherson had received this letter. Okay. Now I'll give you a short summary of what you have learned today. Our narrator, Mr. Michael Morpurgo, had found a roll-top desk in a junk shop. He always wanted to buy a roll-top like that. Since it was too expensive, he was not able to buy. But this roll-top was of 19th century and made of oak. But it was in a very bad condition. The roll-top in several pieces, one leg clumsily mended, and burn marks on one side. Then also he took the challenge to buy it and repair it. He took it to the work area at the back of his garage. And on the Christmas Eve, he started repairing it. He removed the roll top completely and then tried to pull out the drawers. The last drawer was very tight. He used his maximum force in order to open it. Inside that particular drawer, there was a secret drawer. He reached in to find out what was there inside. He got a small tin box from that secret drawer. On the top of that tin box, in a note paper, it was written, Jim's last letter, received January 26, 1915. To be buried with me when time comes. Curiosity made the narrator to open the box and to see what was that letter. He opened it and he got an envelope. And on the envelope there was an address. Mrs. Jim McPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. He opened it and That particular letter was written with pencil and dated December 26, 1914. Hope you have understood this particular part very well. Read the part several times. 2 times loud reading and 1 silent reading. Focus on the new vocabularies. Use it in your daily conversations. Now it's time for us to wind up. We will meet again with the second part of the lesson in another video. Thank you.